Pretty cool, aren't they? They're everywhere. Everywhere we look, we can see stars. Not only from the heavens above, but we see them in our flag. We see them in our military. We also see them in Hollywood.
Okay, Eddie.
Not a bad looking guy if I say so myself. And everybody wants what? A 5-star review. So make sure you hit that like button because we like it too. Anyway, last year, as you can see, we had a very small tree, just a little 10-footer, and we had just a 3-ring, 23-inch star on top. It did the job just fine. Well, this year we've upgraded our tree. It's now going to be a much bigger tree, and so we're going to go to a 36-inch, 6-ring star. And we thought we would take you on that journey, where we got the products to put it together, how you model it in Xlights correctly, and what it looks like when it's all said and done. And we're also going to be giving away this smaller star because we no longer need it. But we'll talk more about that here just in a second when we get in the office. So with that, all right, so before we really jump into that, we kind of want to share what we're going to do for a contest on this particular video. And like we said in the intro, we're going to give away our old Boscoyo 23-inch ChromaStar. It was a fantastic prop. We got a lot of good use out of it, but we've moved up to a bigger star, like we mentioned. So we're going to give away the Coro of the star, and the full description and rules will be in the description down below. And it's pretty much going to be like always. There's going to be a comment you're going to have to say about a certain topic, which we'll mention at the end of the video. And you need to like the video, and you need to be one of our subscribers. And then we'll give it away at the end of the month. And the actual date will be in the description down below. And we just thought we'd add as an added bonus, if we can get over 100 likes and over 100 comments on this video, even though it's going to be one of our shortest and just about a little star, we'll actually include the lights. So you don't even have to get any lights. So you'll get 90 lights and the prop, and we'll ship it free anywhere in the world. So that's going to be our contest. And with that, let's go ahead and jump in and just show you. It's real basic. It's not like some of our other videos where there's a whole bunch of products that we have to showcase on how we put a star together. It's a simple prop. For our upgrade this year, we went to the 36-inch 270 note tree topper from Gilbert Engineering. And it's almost identical to the 36-inch ChromaStar from Boscoyo. They'll both give you 6 rings, and that's what we wanted to do, because when we model it in Xlights, you can do a lot of great things with those rings that are on there, which really have some cool effects. So it's $45 for the prop, and then for lights, 270 lights, depending on where you buy it, it's going to run you about $75 for the lights. So over and all, you're looking at about $120 to get both the prop itself as well as the lights to go into it. And really, that's all there is to this prop. You don't need anything special to mount except for some little piece of PVC and some zip ties. And we'll show that on the workbench after we're done putting the whole thing together, how that mounting on the inside of it looks, and how we're going to attach it to our topper on our tree this year. So with that, let's just go ahead and jump right into Xlights and kind of show you what the star looks like, where to put it in, and how to set it up properly to make sure that it does the patterns that you designed it to do. And it's not a real difficult one, but basically we're just going to take a new star and we're going to click on it, and it just gives you one ring to start with. You just have one ring, and that's where you have to do everything over on the left-hand side of the screen. It's going to be one ring. We know it's going to be 270 nodes. And we're just doing one string with ours. So when we show you lit up, one string, 270 nodes, and we're even going to put a 20-foot extension cable on just so you can see. It works. It lights up just fine, 270 nodes of 12-volt pixels. So there's the nodes. It's going to be a 5-point star. And then we want to tell it how many layers we have. And we're going to give it 6 layers. So now we've got our 6 layers that we have there. And then we click on the little plus on layer so we can actually tell it how many nodes per layer. And it's a real simple one. The inside one is going to be 20. 20. And then 30. And then 40. And it's just all the way up. And 70. So there's our 270 nodes, 6 rings. And then this is where the starting location, you really have to kind of pay attention to that, especially in the model when you're pushing the pixels, because that's going to really determine how things look. When I first put my 23-inch star together last year, I thought I wired it clockwise, but I actually wired it counterclockwise. So it didn't look good until I went back in and I changed everything in here. And there's a lot of different options you have in the pull down. You can go from the top. You want it to be starting at the top of your star, or you want it to be at the bottom, or your left or the right. And then there's counterclockwise, clockwise, inside, and outside. And for me, we went bottom, center, counterclockwise is what we did for ours. So which means the starting one's going to be on the very bottom of the star. And we'll show you the wiring diagram here, which we all know to get to the wiring diagram, you just right click, bring it up. And you can see here, it starts right there. And this is looking at from the back. And that's what, for all of you who are new, have to remember, you're looking at the back. So even though it looks like it's going clockwise, because it's going out and around, when you flip it to the front way, it's actually going to be going counterclockwise all the way around. And it's a real simple one to do. It's just going to be spiraling all the way into the center. And that's how we're going to do it. You know, if you wanted to go a different way, like say you picked inside and you're going to go top and you're going to go clockwise. Now, when you look at the wiring model, you will see that the numbering convention has changed. And it's now in the very center, and it's going to go counterclockwise from the back. But when it's on the reverse, you got to remember that's that backwards thing. Sometimes it's hard to get around that, and it will end up on the outside of the top. So that's another way of doing it. So just make sure whichever way you select, you take a quick look at the wiring diagram and make sure that it matches up on how you are going to do the actual star. And for me, I drew a couple simple arrows on the star, so I was reminded which way it's going to go. And I circled the starting point, as well as I try to circle every 100 pixels, as we probably talk about when we get in the other room. But I do that so that when I get to pixel 100, I should be at the end of a string of lights, and there shouldn't be anything extra, and I shouldn't be short one. Otherwise, I goofed up somewhere, and that will tell me to go back and fix it before I get all the pixels in and have to take them all out, which I have done. And I remind myself about these in the videos, and I still make that mistake from time to time by not paying attention when I'm pushing pixels. So that is pretty much it. So with that, we're going to head and we're going to go in the other room, and we're going to push the pixels and show you how we put the backer plates on, because this is a split prop. So you have to put some backer plates on to give it some stability. And we're going to push all the pixels through. And once that's done, then we'll take it back in here to the workbench behind me, and we'll show you how we're going to mount it on top of our star pole that we have on our Christmas tree plate. That's going to go our tree topper plate. So that we'll see in the other room. Okay, so here's the main star, and we've already put on one of the backer plates to help support the slit, because they have to slit it when they send it, because it's 36 inches. That just helps on your shipping. So you're going to get 2 of the backer plates, and you're going to get 2 of these plates, which will allow you to mount your pole to it, and we'll go through that process also. So the plates are really pretty self-explanatory. You just line up the zip tie holes, and you're going to zip tie it in. So you're going to need a total of 8 zip ties for this project, and a pair of zip tie snips, if you have them. Really will help you trim off the little extra pieces. So we'll go ahead and we'll prep this one. And like I mentioned in some of my other videos, whichever hole you put it into to start with, the other direction is to where you're going to pull for the force coming down. So think about that when you are putting in your zip ties. Always clean up your Christmas poo. And then these pieces just push through from the front, like so. You may have to make an adjustment. Sometimes they're a little tight on that pixel, so sometimes you just need to push it down a little bit, or just trim a little bit off the top of that. So this is the front side with all the pixels coming out. And this will be the back side. You can see here there's a channel that you put your pole in. There's room for zip ties, and you won't be able to put it flush against the prop because you're going to have lights coming down here. So you're going to use the last two sections here, most likely, and you can even put some Coro in there, or as a spacer, or a little tiny piece of pole to give you that gap inside here. That's just a personal choice. So now we're going to go mark out the pattern, and we're going to mark every 100th hole so we know where they are, and then we come back, we'll push the pixels in this thing. All right, so we got it all numbered out, and in the stars, you know, with the rings, it's a pretty easy pattern. Really, it's just going around the outside once, and then going in one row, and doing it again, in one, again, 6 times until you get it done. But we did mark our 100th pixel, which is clear up here, and then our 200th, so we know when we get to an end of a string that we didn't miss a pixel. Just our way of making sure we don't push all 270 with an error. These ones, this product you can generally push through without a tool, but if you want a tool, this is a really inexpensive pixel pushing tool. There's a lot of 3D printer people in our groups that sell them. Some sell the plans, so there's always a way to get one of these. So what I did there, I knew I had 70 more pixels left to go, so I made sure and counted that there was 30 left, because I only need 70 of the last string. So that is where I can cut this off and be done. Just cut it right off. That's what I usually do there. I'll cut that off, and then I'll put some liquid electrical tape on that to seal that in, so I don't have to worry about it. And then I'll cut off this pixel because there's no way I can do anything to it. And then I'm ready to go for repairs or to add something to something else with this particular strand. So every now and then you got to throw away 25 cents. So the next thing we're going to do for you is flip her over and show you what she looks like. She looks really good. And then we're just going to now, since she's all done, let's just go ahead and take it back into the office to the workbench and show you that mounting on the inside and how she sits on the tree topper plate. And then we'll throw some effects on it and run that through. So that should be good to go. All right, guys, we got the light sitting on our topper. And basically on the topper, if I lift up the star, you'll see there's a pole that the PVC can run through. We're going to end up putting a cap on the top so the pole can't go any higher. It'll keep the star at the right length. And you're just going to zip tie your PVC into the center part. You'll see there are 3 sets of holes. You want the top 2, and you put some material behind that to kind of give it a little bit of padding to hold things nice and firm. Now you're going to say, what about wind? Well, there's all kinds of things that you can do for wind. Let's turn this around. But we are going to take and attach some metal brackets to the plate and then attach them to the star in the back so it will not turn when the wind blows. That's how we're going to solve that problem. And that's basically what she all looks like sitting on our topper. So now we're going to give you guys a little demonstration with some patterns on it, and hopefully you'll like that. Hey guys, thanks so much for spending a little bit of time under the stars with us today as we put together the new topper for our new mega tree. We know there wasn't a lot of meat and potatoes for you veterans out there, but we're trying to do some content, especially right now for a lot of the new people coming into the hobby. So hopefully if you're new, you got something out of this that you can take back for your holiday display this year. But because we did a new star, guys, that also means we got a new tree that we're building. And that video will be done as quickly as we can. It's going to be 3,200 lights, 32 strands, and we're going to go all the way from the concrete pouring all the way to the guy wires and flipping the switch and turning it on for you. So that should be a good video once we get that put together. Quick reminder on the contest that we have going on. We're going to be giving away that 23-inch Boscoyo ChromaStar. It's an awesome prop. All we need to enter is to leave a comment down below and be one of our subscribers. But if we can get 100 likes and 100 comments, in the comment section below, we'll include the lights. And we do ship these worldwide, so anyone is open to this contest. The full rules will be down in the description below for you. And the thing we want you to comment on this time is, seeing how it's on stars, if you had to wish upon a star, what would you wish for in your holiday display this year? Leave that in the comments down below for us. Remember too that to also enter, you must be a subscriber. So make sure if you haven't subscribed, you click that subscribe button right there. We got all kinds of great content. Hopefully you'll find some of this enjoyable, especially if you're new to our hobby. Welcome. And with that, we want to thank you for watching our video and wish you guys a very happy holiday season.